This podcast is not rated. Listener discretion advised. Mission to 50.
Bonus episode. Bonus episode. Come on, you guys can do it too. Bonus episode. Bonus episode.
TC, are you as drunk as Denny is?
Come on, John. Come on, John. Come on, John. Do it.
Bonus episode. Have you been drinking all day, TC?
John, do it. Bonus episode. Bonus episode. Bonus episode. Bonus episode. Bonus episode.
Oh my. Holy cow.
Bonus. John, you haven't been hitting the bottle that hard? Come on, dude. It's Saturday.
Hey, you gotta let loose a little bit. It's fucking Saturday.
I've been taking care of children in the street.
Oh, that's really a sad story. Sad fucking story.
Yeah, you got these cul-de-sacs. You can't you gotta watch out. Some people come down the cul-de-sac going, oh, I'm going the wrong way. I'm just gonna go really fast and turn around so I can get where I need to go. So you always gotta watch out for that.
And then it's kids get to the gazebo. What did we tell you?
Yeah. We're not in Country Club Lane though. We don't have the gazebo, but you're totally right.
It's a cul-de-sac. What do you put in the center of that? A gazebo.
We have an uncovered octagon of wood. That's all we have.
What do you do there? What do you do? Well, we stand on it and then we look out into the same place that we're in.
I don't know. I don't know where you are, where your roundabouts have things in the middle. Maybe that's a California thing.
Roundabouts?
Not roundabouts.
Cul-de-sacs.
Cul-de-sacs. Damn it. I'm thinking
we don't have
roundabouts
those around
that
here.
have the
If
middles,
it's big enough,
right.
it has a grassy knoll in the middle.
Yeah, if it's big enough. No, we just got, this is like just a cul-de-sac with houses around there. Just kind of your typical one, It's
typical
just like
suburbia life.
Yeah, kind of a big circle of pavement.
Sounds lovely.
I still think you should say, kids, get to the gazebo.
What's the gazebo, Dad?
Yeah.
And that will cost them their lives because they will not know. Yeah,
where's
exactly. And it'll
What's
be
a
over.
gazebo, Dad? It's not the kids. It's useless. Nobody knows why they make them.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways,
we're watching a movie this
go.
week. It's an extra movie.
Bonus
it's a
episode,
bonus episode.
This was suggested by a listener.
Yes, it was. Thank you, listener, for this.
yeah.
Yes, and it was. It's currently on the top 250, and and hey, if you're interested,
It's number
in
183.
If you are interested in this, go watch it. Don't watch any previews.
It's on Netflix. It's free.
Yeah,
it's on. If you have Netflix, it's on there. It's on there.
You've already paid for it. If you have,
Everyone
Netflix.
has Netflix.
Right.
Come on.
Free.
They
Right.
added 15
free-ish.
million people this week because everyone's stuck inside. So.
But the point
Free-ish.
being, I do want to make a point. If you are interested in seeing this, don't listen to us. Don't see anything about the movie. Just go watch it.
Spoilers start now. Right now.
Yeah.
Right.
It is a bit of a mystery movie, so
It is, and it's one of the movies where it's a lot more fun to watch what happens.
Yeah.
So and not know. So
Agreed.
Yep.
So with the spoiler warning said out
Yes.
loud, we are watching Andhadhun, is this guy really blind? Is he really blind? Guys,
Is he really blind?
is he really
Guys,
blind?
Is he blind?
I don't know. I don't
I
trust
don't
this
know if he
blind
is.
guy. I don't trust
Doesn't look
this
blind.
fucking blind guy. He doesn't seem very blind to me.
When I was watching, I wanted to say a bunch of times, are you looking at me? I think you're looking at me.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I loved it. I love this way. This movie plays with you all the time.
Oh, John
love
wants
it.
to go first, doesn't he? He wants to go
Do I-
first.
you want me to go first?
No, I want
Take
TC to go first.
I'm not
but
going
the
first.
synopsis is a series
Yeah.
of mysterious events change the life of a blind pianist, which is a lie, who must now report a crime that he should technically know nothing of. We know he's not blind when that happens. Why is the synopsis trying to trick us? The first 2 seconds of the movie is showing that he's not blind.
What?
he's not
Wait,
blind.
wait. The first 2 seconds, no.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. No.
What?
I didn't catch it.
I
The
knew he
first 2
wasn't
seconds-
blind from
by
the
way,
from
I
the
don't think
intro
I caught it
montage.
either. I don't think I caught it
just
either.
say that the first 2 seconds of the movies involves a rabbit and a guy hunting
Oh my
a
god,
rabbit.
the CG rabbit,
So-
worst
Yeah.
part of the movie.
Donnie fucking Darko over here.
Yeah, that rabbit was 3 feet tall, giant fucking rabbit.
I'd like to correct you there. It was a hare, not a rabbit.
Oh,
It was a
Someone
hare.
get
You're
that
right.
fucking thing a bite to eat. It looks like shit.
So let me just say that it's a different kind of rabbit. So I did not pick up when I only started to wonder if he was really blind when he said, "Oh, a cricket ball hit me and that caused my blindness." Like, no, it doesn't. You don't get eyes that look like that from something hitting you. Yeah.
I had notes in the beginning being like, why is he pretending to be blind? What is the point of him doing this?
Wow. I didn't suspect quite until they said that. And then I was like,
Dude, he was looking at things. You could see him looking at stuff. Are you kidding?
Including the woman.
I didn't catch it. But the really cool
Were
thing
you watching this movie?
I was. And so the first thing that I love about this film is that quote it starts with, and it made me laugh. And I thought, oh man, this is a bad translation. This is going to kind of suck. Because
What was the quote?
well, the quote is that what is life? It depends on the liver. And the first thing I thought was like, what do you mean it depends on the liver? That's an organ. But you can also say the liver, the person who is living, right?
Ah, the liver.
Oh,
The liver,
I didn't
right?
get that. Oh, thanks for bringing
Yeah.
that up. Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was stupid.
I thought that's really dumb sounding. Oh, but they mean like the person who is living.
Maybe
Like,
not, though,
what
because
is
they had a
life?
song later on about the kidneys.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, but then then the guy has this quote, the guy who's the freaking organ stealer,
Yeah.
and makes a joke out of it. And I'm like, oh man, that's awesome. Because as I first thought, it's like, oh, this is just bad translation or something. This is really kind of hokey, and it wasn't. I love the way this film like plays with you like that all
It's
the time.
weird how the whatever language that's in also has the play on words from
right, like it
life
translates.
and liver, like your
Yeah,
organ.
Yeah, yeah,
Strange.
yeah,
Well, I speak English a lot. So.
yeah.
True.
So can I go and talk about this one? Because
TC, are you okay with this?
Or do you want to?
Yeah, I didn't want to go first. I didn't know I was
Great.
going first.
Great.
Yeah.
All right,
John, go for it.
Just want to say, I love this film. I loved it. I like it was, and maybe it's going to be more of a case of like where you were last week, Denny, with Double Indemnity, where you just were taken along for the ride and you were happy to have that happen, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it sounds like you and Naomi are less than enthusiastic.
I would take Naomi doesn't really watch Ford movies ever, so don't take that.
Oh, so maybe. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not because she doesn't like him. It's
giveaway.
because she legitimately has dyslexia and it's super hard. So it's
All right. No, that's fair. But I thought you were saying that Naomi was given away. And sorry to listeners, we were talking with Denny's wife early on
because
about
we're
how she
bored
didn't
in
like
the
film.
house.
So anyway, and she was saying she didn't like it, and Denny was like, "You're giving away what we think," and I was like, "Uh-oh, Denny didn't like it." So
I got some negative things to say about it, but
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I love this film. I was taken along for the ride, and I exclaimed. Nikki and I watched it, and we were both taken in with it, exclaiming many times, going, "No way!" and just enjoying it. I loved it. I loved that a film
what was
does
it?
this. And
John, paint us a picture. In what scenario are you stuck in your house with two kids that are very young, where you get to watch this movie and have fun with your wife?
they are asleep. The kids, we get them. We make this determined effort to have them asleep by 8:30. The little 2-year-old gets to bed by 7. We knock him out. It's good.
Drug him hard, just like in this movie.
Yeah, little baseball
Napkin
bat
to the face.
No, he's actually he goes to sleep really well. We've got a pretty good routine for him. We read a book. We have him play a song, either Radiohead's House of Card or the Nationals' Vanderlyle Cry Baby.
Oh, he's going to be such a hipster douchebag when he grows up.
Yeah,
Jesus.
he is. That's right. That's fine. But anyway, there's good soothing modern songs. And he goes to sleep pretty good. And then our daughter is a little more like takes a little more work, but we get her around. We're good like between 8:30 now. We can get her out. So then we've got 8:30 on. So we're good. I mean, that means with this freaking movie, we're up till like 11:30, which is late for us. But
Ooh, first
that's late for us.
negative,
But,
too long.
It's a long movie. I loved it though.
It's a
actually
2.5
really loved
hour
all the
long
twists and
comedy, right?
turns.
It's a comedy?
Yeah, but black comedy, right?
Kind of.
Because it's pretty dark.
I think that's what they
places.
described it in the.
But,
in the
yeah.
yeah.
I love some of the way that they filmed some of this. They would just show us, they would like the beginning, the cats coming up the stairs, and they just show that and jumping on the piano. And there were different parts, like they would show like when they were going into the apartment and they have like the weird blue flower walls, and they would do
Oh,
like
God, dude, I had a note. I was like,
tracking
the wall,
shot.
I wrote towards the beginning, I was like, this wallpaper is the best part of the movie.
It
It's
is.
so
Yeah.
pretty. It looks so good.
It was good. And then to do the tracking shot, and they would revisit that tracking shot a couple of times in the film, and I loved it. So they did it that first time, and then they would revisit it, and I was like, oh man, that's right. You guys know this is good, and you're coming back to it.
Mhm.
You're like recalling it. I like that a lot. So you're right. I really thought the cinematography was really good. I love that, and this is something that's in almost every one of the Indian films that we see. There's such a joyfulness about it, even wherever it's going to go. And I so want that right now. They're sitting there.
This movie's about
we know he's
multiple
not-
murders, right? There's like,
Right,
it's
right, I
pretty
know.
damn dark.
Right.
But-
and we know he's not blind, but everybody's like sitting there singing as he's playing and putting on blindfolds, and I'm happy about that. I'm like enjoying it. I just think that it's something that's really great to have right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you call it or where it comes from, or if it's mostly an Indian thing to have this sort of like lightheartedness. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty
I
much
don't know
what
if there's a better
yeah,
word.
I think that's a good way to describe it. That's how I feel about it too.
Yeah, I love it. I loved it. We saw that in Three Idiots. We saw it in all of the films that we watched.
Yeah.
And
They all
whether
recognize
it
that
was-
film is just film. Like a lot of other films
Right.
are just like, this is life. But like
Ah,
Indian films
so
are like, this is a
serious.
movie. We're going to have fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Danny, that's right. Right. Let's have a good time. Right. this will be fun. Let's do this for a while. We're going to go have some murders or whatever later. That's cool.
Are you going to talk me into liking this movie more, John, just by listening to you?
I could. I want
My
to,
criticisms
man.
are getting squashed as you're talking right now.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Just take it easy, Denny.
I
Just
know.
relax, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My criticisms are all like the acting is like questionable, like the storyline is stupid sometimes, the logic doesn't make any sense a lot of the time, but it's like
I just was
doesn't
I was
matter.
like I was just rolling with it and just enjoying it and enjoying the setups that they did. So the guy's blind. He's supposedly blind.
When
right?
is
They
he
think
blind
he's
and when is he
blind.
not? That's a big fucking question
Right.
I have.
I know.
He can see at the end of the movie?
Yeah.
What? That's a Kaiser Sose moment, right? Like,
No, because he got the cornea transplant.
Oh, he
because
did?
was lying to her.
He did?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Transplant.
He did. He lied to her as he's setting up. They deliberately separate those scenes so that he's like telling her in the cafe the second part of what happened.
I thought so. I actually thought when he was
Right?
telling her
I
that, I was like,
didn't catch
maybe
that.
he's lying about this entire story so he can continue to pretend to be blind and get her to like him. He like thought of this story.
That's possible, but the point was they made that separation where he is deliberately telling her how it ended in the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you lost the direct narrative of the movie, basically.
Right. And anytime when I've started to question, this seems hokey and not very plausible, that's because it's made up. And I love that. I totally love that. That's what
But you
this film
didn't
is
get that
doing.
before that part of the movie? I got that before that part of the movie.
No, a couple of times where, yeah, I know. But well, for me, it was like hokey that he didn't really seem blind. The thing that happened with this film is it seemed hokey that he didn't really seem blind to me. But then what I would do is like, oh, well, I'm going to try to go with it and get into this. Or even with that liver thing at the very beginning, I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to go with it. But then the film was like, yeah, you're right. It actually is exactly what you thought it was. And I love that. That's what like totally got me too. So it's this sort of like weird thing where it's like, oh, well, this is like hokey. So, but I still want to enjoy this movie. So I'm going to go along with it. And the movie's like, haha, I gotcha. I love that.
Gotcha.
I'm your dad. That's a dad joke right there. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, it's kind of, but I love the setup there. Then like, so he witnesses the murder and he's sitting there playing piano and he's wanting to keep playing piano. He doesn't witness the murder. He's witnessing the cleanup and he's basically playing a soundtrack to the cleanup and it's hilarious. Right?
I was laughing the entire dude. Like when
Wasn't
he kept
it
playing, she kept
amazing?
trying to talk to him, and he just kept
Right.
playing the piano. I'm like, this is absurd. What's going on?
And not only was he playing, but he was like playing the emotions of what were happening. And then even if she's sitting there sad, he's playing those emotions.
When
right?
he sees the body, he goes like "Pwamp" on the keys, and she doesn't fucking understand what's going on.
No,
Nope.
it's hilarious. but the thing that it does is that blends into as if it was a soundtrack to the film, right? So as if it was like a score. And so it's highlighting the actions that are going on. And I love that. I love how it all just sort of blends together. And it just creates this sort of absurdity that was amazing.
It was
like
very,
that whole
it was
scene-
absurd. That took me a long time to
Yeah.
get into it, to be honest.
Yeah. I think maybe it's just accepting sort of the absurdist element of it, but they're like stucking it, like they're trying to stuff his hand in the suitcase. And meanwhile, the music's like,
That was funny. When the guy like breaks his finger and rips the ring off.
But yeah, I just thought that
TC's just
the way-
like, nope.
No, I like this movie. I was fine. I didn't have
nice.
a problem. Yeah.
and I was along for the ride, and Parasite's a lot better, of course. But what happened was I was willing. I was along for the ride.
You're
of
comparing this
movie.
to Parasite right now, John?
Yeah,
Is that
I don't
what's
know
happening?
if that's right. I don't know if that's right.
Let me say this in the way that this movie could have gone anywhere. I did not know where this movie would go next, and I loved that.
True.
And Parasite had that element to it. Again, Parasite had a lot deeper stuff to it and a lot of the social stuff to it that was a lot more meaningful. This was a lot more, even though it was about murder and stuff, it was not nearly as deep, right?
Yeah.
But I also was like, I had no idea where this movie would go next, and I loved that. And I was just happy to go along to see where it went next and how absurd it got. And the
digital,
that
like
was-
the digital cinematography of houses being so pretty. I'm just trying to like find other ways to compare it to Parasite.
Yeah, but just the absurdity of where it goes. And I love the scene. So they set up, he witnesses the murder. He goes to report the murder, and the murderer is the chief of police, right? Who like walks in the door. And I loved how they set it up, and it's there, and he's about to report the murder, and the guy with the mustache comes in. And you're like, oh, shit, there's the guy. I loved it. I thought it was awesome. And he's like, it's my cat. It's my cat. Cat. I loved it. And so then you go from one thing to another. And I love the scene where he's like knocked out by he accidentally knocks himself out. and where the police guy's chasing him, knocks him out. He wakes up and he's about to like get his kidneys removed. He wakes up sort of groggy, and they're arguing over whether to remove 1 or 2 kidneys. It was like, and he's like, shit. I thought it was just such an amazing situation where he's like there and struggling and trying desperately to figure out how to get himself out of it.
It's kind of like Pulp Fiction, right? Where they're having like an argument, and then all of a sudden you wake up in the basement and you're about to get raped, basically.
Right.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
No, Pulp Fiction is a good, as far as the tone, I think that's a great comparison.
Pulp Fiction is drama a lot better. I feel like the drama in this movie was not good. The comedy was really good, but
Pulp Fiction has and it has the interleaved, like the amazing like interleaving of narrative that happens in Pulp Fiction. That's like second to none, I don't think. But I also I think just sort of the absurdity of it is good, and I don't know. I just love the circumstances that they kept getting into. And just sort of how you guessed. And I really like when he like knocked the can out of the way. I was like, that's perfect.
Dude, I had to rewatch it. I was like, he can see. I was like, are you fucking kidding me, movie? I rewound it and I was like, he can see. That's bullshit.
No, he got the cornea transplant. He lied to the girl. And the whole thing about the rabbit was fake. And that's why the rabbit looked kind of fucking fake.
Oh, God, John, you've explained away the movie. It's so good. Good for you, dude.
Right. No, that's what I love.
The worst
about
parts
it.
of the movie, you're weaving it into how it's good. That's amazing.
Exactly. And that's why I think this movie is fucking good, because I think it's doing it over and over again. Where I'm seeing that quote about the liver, and I'm saying that's just stupid, man. I thought it was an organ first. Somebody should have worked that out. But then he's like fucking involved in some kind of like organ transplant liver thing at the end, and the guy quotes it where he's like making a joke out of it. That embodies exactly what this movie does. Was it makes you think that something, it doesn't seem that real, and then the movie says you're right, it's not real. It's like fake.
Fucking hell, dude!
I love it.
Do I have to watch this movie again now?
You should fucking watch this again, because it's just a thrill ride of a movie where it like sets itself up to show you something fake, and you're like, I see that's fake, and the movie's like, yep, you're right. And I love it.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't get all into it like that.
No, neither did I.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
John, I can't think of another time where you've been so enamored with a movie. Like, I literally can't think of one.
And again, anytime a movie just like takes me away.
Rush.
And
it was Rush. It was Rush.
Rush, right? Rush did that.
Yeah, it was Rush.
But you were saying this with Double Indemnity last week, right? And I totally get it. If a movie somehow gets you to go along for the ride, then whatever else it does, it's still worth it, right?
You explain it away as you're on the ride, basically.
Yeah, but you get to like feel you get to like experience what the movie wants you to experience, and if that is an entertaining time, then that's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to. I mean, there's other things you get from movies. There's the social stuff. There's enlightenment, whatever. But if a movie can take you for a ride, then man, that alone is worth the price of admission.
That's what they're for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do that.
So this one did that. Both Nikki and I watched it. We were both along with it, and it was just a fantastic experience.
Wow.
Damn. TC.
I guess we'll wrap it up right now.
You want to go?
Wrap that shit up right now in a little bow. Fuck, man.
So yeah, TC, do you want to go? It was your turn to go first. Do you want to go second?
I don't care. I mean, I wasn't. I did not go that deep into it. I thought it was a good movie. I had fun watching it. The idea of it was good. I mean, I just like the premise of it. I called out that guy not being blind way early because he wasn't blind.
But not in the first 2 seconds of the movie. Seriously, dude, he was looking
but I just
at
kept
stuff.
him seeing. I just kept seeing him look at shit.
Damn it! The first 2 seconds. May I say again? That was the rabbit. Were you saying the rabbit's not really blind?
No, my first note was
Darko,
that rabbit looks like shit.
Yeah,
I was just calling him Donnie Darko.
Hey, fucking Donnie Darko, what are you doing? Go back to the other movie. You're in the wrong movie, guys. It's a piano blind movie.
It wasn't a good way to start the movie with a terrible CG rabbit. Like, I was like, oh, fuck.
It was weird. I was
hate
like,
this
what the
movie.
fuck is this?
Yeah.
Is this whole movie? And then it changed. I was like, what the fuck was that?
And then it was just like
moving on.
cheesy, horribly recorded piano that sounded like it was a digital piano that they added some digital reverb on. And none of the music they ever played in the movie synced up with what you were hearing. And even though like he was doing a fairly good job at like moving his hands to tempo, you could tell his fingers weren't doing what was going on.
It. I got over that quickly because I was like, this guy can't play this song. Nobody can.
Right.
And even when they brought in other band members, you could see that they even edited those parts in worse. Like the drummer was completely opposite time. Like the guy who edited the beat together, when you heard like the kick drum, he was hitting the snare, and it was like just completely.
You mean like in the when they were in the nightclub at the end?
Yeah, the nightclub part was badly edited with the music, and I thought all the music sounded like shit, to be honest.
And I was just in there like, oh, look who shows up, huh? She shows up. Of course she shows up. It's the fucking movies.
Yeah.
You know?
The only good music I thought was in the movie was when they watched the old movies that actor guy was in.
Oh yeah, that was.
They
good
went back
too.
to that stuff, and I was like, oh, why can't they put this kind of music in the movie? But then the rest of it was
I like some of the I like the piano playing.
Oh,
I like the company.
It didn't sound like anybody was
like,
playing it. It sounded like MIDI beats that somebody programmed.
Really? Even like when they're like doing the like getting rid of the body scene and stuff like that, that didn't seem like just good piano.
No,
I thought it did.
I mean, that scene was very enjoyable. I liked that scene, but the music was not good. I didn't like the piano music once. I actually disliked it actively the entire time. Whenever there was a music part, I was like, this is bad.
Well, I can see that really like coloring your thoughts
there was
about
the part
film
where like
too. I mean,
his curly haired girlfriend who had straight hair at the end went to the wife lady when
which
he was
confused me
playing.
because I thought it was the daughter or something because I was confused.
No, she changed, John. That was to represent that she had changed in the past 2 years. That's what that was representing.
Did you catch that, John?
Nope.
She thought, hey, I'm a different person. I better straighten my hair. That's going to do it. All right, here we go.
Lost
Europe,
on me.
To Europe we go. But the scene where they were like, he was playing the piano at the diner, the fancy diner, the music he was playing was so inappropriate for casual dining. As you were talking, John, you're just like, maybe that's part of the joke, I guess, because this movie is pretty funny. Like the thing that got me the most was how funny it was.
Yeah, no, when he's like playing the real like sort of dirge stuff at a nightclub, after he's like witnessed the body being taken away and he's like continuing playing this really like dramatic stuff that would be nowhere near appropriate in a night. I agree, in like a dinner club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We were commenting on that, but I also just thought it was funny.
Yeah, maybe
dismissed it as funny.
I didn't get hit over the head with what was supposed to be funny and what was not supposed to be funny.
It would have been a little better if his audience was like, man, you seem a little off tonight.
Yeah, it's like, dude, are you okay, buddy? You sound like you're sad.
I mean, it's kind of hard to eat while you're doing that. I mean, because it sounds like, you're not in a good place right now.
Oh, there was some food porn in this movie too. Speaking of Parasite comparisons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, decent. I liked it.
There was the scene where she's making the crab and I was like, yeah, dude, make the crab.
Yeah,
Looks fucking good.
I like the food prep scene. Even when she's like making the omelet badly, supposedly, I still like all these like quick shots of like
there was a
cutting
shot
up
of like
stuff
some
and-
nice curry on the street someone was making. I was like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
go for some street curry.
Even where I don't know if what is he, a sheriff or the officer, when his wife made him that Chinese dish, that looked good. I was like, you see that? You get like only a glimpse of it, but boy, it looked good.
Man, we're hungry.
Quarantine.
Yeah. Guess less booze, more food next time.
But I've been saying negative things. This movie,
Yes, that's okay.
I was laughing at this movie the entire way through. I would definitely casually recommend this movie to people who.
Look, if you want to have a good time, just see this. Just watch it. You'll have a good time, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd say the only barrier is the foreign language thing. It's like I feel like I missed a lot of jokes, to be honest, because it's in a different language, and like I was just confused a lot of the time. And a lot of the times I was laughing, I was like, "Is this supposed to be funny, or is this just bad?" Like I couldn't tell if it was just bad because a lot of the acting is bad.
I know. I think the movie, and I don't know if it intentionally plays on this.
I agree, but it's confusing, isn't it?
No, but I love it because, again, it starts out with that quote, which seems bad, right?
Yeah.
And I love it. And it starts out with his rabbit scene, which seems bad. But then
terrible.
It turns out the rabbit
no,
scene,
it's objectively
turns
terrible
out-
CG. Like the CG is terrible.
Right. But if it's made up, it makes sense. And maybe I just want it to all work, right? Because I was just
dude,
along
maybe
for the
that's
ride.
if that was part of their intent, even if it wasn't, even if it worked for you, dude, it fucking works.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of my complaints can be explained away by your fucking great new outlook on life that you have now, John. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right. I want to find ways to have a good time, right?
No, you're doing a good job, dude.
Oh, thanks. But Nikki and I were both talking about it after we saw the film that we just like, for whatever reason, we were in a place where we were along for the ride. And I don't know how sometimes I don't get there, right? And sometimes it's just, it's
wiped. What are you talking about?
Yeah. And maybe it was, we were just exhausted and we were there and it somehow we were just open to it and it just worked. So yeah.
Perfect.
You didn't even have enough energy to be negative.
Maybe. you might be totally right.
That's all I have now is negative energy.
That is just, that rabbit looks no, I don't care. No, let's
like, well,
let's go with it.
That's better than I can do.
Smitty,
Someone did
whatever,
that in
it's
quarantine.
Smitty.
That's actually a pretty good job.
Yeah, I know his hands didn't sync up. I don't care. Moving on.
Yeah, exactly. No, I not only that, but I knew he was like completely in a different, the pitch of the notes was completely different from where his hands were, whatever. I was okay.
Oh,
with
there's
it.
so many parts, man, that I did enjoy this movie. I enjoyed it throughout. But man, there's so many criticisms, like the music playing, the fact that every time he's supposed to be blind, I'm just like, he's not blind. Are you all fucking idiots? He's not blind. He's looking at shit the entire fucking time. Are you all stupid?
I thought it was some of the ways where I thought it was so brilliant the way she deliberately puts poison in his coffee. And that's like such a great way to thoroughly test where he's at, right?
But what was the point of her having the gun? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, no, and I like that. Well, also, like, why did she not kill him there?
Yeah,
but
why did she not kill him? That, there's so many questions in this movie.
But the sheriff was saying, like, I like that they had that actual discussion. Why did you kill him? And she's just like, look, I'm doing what I can. You're not doing anything here. Come on.
All right, we have to watch the movie. I don't know what to tell you. It's positivity. Remember? Positivity. Look at me. Positivity. Let's go.
That was pretty funny when he's like, and the old women, and she's like, what are you all, saints? And you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
No, we don't kill old women. You can't put us in your level.
I know. But it was another moment where up until that point, I didn't know who was the bad guy. I didn't know. I even thought like it was possible that her husband didn't get killed. Like,
no, he shot himself. It was obvious that he shot himself from the very first shot of him. Even
then, but I thought he might have had a diabetic, like something happened because it was like wine on the floor.
John, you bleed out of your face when you're a fucking diabetic?
No, there was wine on the floor. It wasn't necessarily blood that was on the floor because the wine bottle crashed. Well, it wasn't clear.
I thought it was TC. I thought that was clearly blood.
They don't show you blood.
I thought it was bad blood makeup is what I thought it was.
They show you the wine bottle breaking and it spilling on the floor, and that's where you saw what he saw, which was the red stain there. Anyway, I didn't see that. Really? Yeah. Anyway, there are a couple things actually that happened that I didn't even know happened. But in terms of like, apparently the sheriff.
Were you and Nikki slugging back some nice crisp white wine when you were watching this movie?
Yeah, some red back.
Oh, actually. Some red. Ooh.
But apparently the sheriff shoots himself in the elevator. I missed that.
Oh, dude, seriously? How did you miss that?
Yeah.
That was hilarious. Me and Naomi was actually watching that scene, and I was like, why would you fire a gun in an elevator? That is the dumbest thing that has happened so far in this movie.
No, it was hilarious, but I didn't know it killed him. I just heard him go, ah! Oh, okay. I didn't know. Actually, I think the Wikipedia article said it killed him.
Did it kill him? Actually, did he disappear in the movie after that?
Yeah.
Ah.
Did you get any Freddie Mercury vibe from that guy initially?
Yeah. The mustache.
But I love that sequence. So he sees the pianist. He sees this like dead body. Right. He goes to the bathroom to freshen up, and there's the murderer.
He's like, I'm gonna take a break. Oh shit, there's a guy with a gun in here. This is bad.
He's like, oh, I fucking love that. I loved how they set it up. Where you're like, oh, no, there he is. And we're just like, I don't know. Maybe we're pretty plastered at that point.
You
but
guys
we're like
are so easy to please. Can I do a hand puppet show for you later, John?
Are you kidding? No, you know me. I'm not actually. That's what's kind of impressive here.
I think it just, I don't know. Tough to pin it down. It must be a mood thing. But I mean, again, it sounds like you enjoyed it a lot more than, I don't know. I don't want to speak for you, TC, but I still enjoyed it a lot.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I had no problems with it.
Yeah. But like you said about Indemnity last week, it was, it's where you're at. And if it catches you, good on you, right? Like, that's great if you're willing to go along with it.
Yeah. What's the best part of the movie, TC?
I wouldn't say I paid attention too much.
Ah, there you go.
It was just, sometimes it was so bad it was good. You know what I mean? There wasn't even like a certain scene that was the culprit. It was just like the piano playing. The guy can see the woman shows up at the bar at the end. It's like not going to happen in real life.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to take it seriously at all. I liked when she kicked him out of the car at the end too. She's like, "Get out! Just get out! Get out! Get out!"
And then she whips around. I laughed so hard at that part when she dodges the rabbit and flips the car and it catches on fire. I was laughing pretty hard.
Yeah, like what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is how this one ends. All right, cool. Yeah. There was just, I don't know. This one was just an easy watch, man. You really didn't have to really do much.
No.
There was stupidity. There was serious moments. There was some crime elements that were decent. And then, it's just like an amalgam of movies from America in one sitting.
Basically, yeah.
And then bad piano playing. Well, because it wasn't piano playing. I think you might be right, too. I think it might be MIDI.
It's totally MIDI with shitty reverb plugins.
Yeah, they took a sheet music and they converted it to MIDI and they're like, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Can you pretend to play to that? Oh, that's good enough. Yeah. All right, put it in the movie. We're good.
If you could put your hand a little bit further down, I think it would make more sense because you're actually playing a higher key.
The piano's and the guy's just like two hands in the thing.
Right at the bar, at the bass. Yeah, he's down the bass. That's not the right spot, bub. Yeah. But I really didn't not enjoy this movie at all. So, I'm glad they recommended it. Shit.
Thank you, whoever you are.
Yes, thank you. We're not going to mention your name because we don't want to out you on the podcast, but
That's right.
oh yeah, his
That's
email
right,
address.
yeah. But thank you.
No, seriously, compared to what we would have been watching this week, which is Taxi Driver, which is what we're going to watch next week, I'm happier that we watched this as opposed to
exactly.
Taxi Driver.
This is exactly what I wanted. This is exactly the kind of thing I want to see right now.
Yeah.
I just want to be friggin' entertained.
And he recommended another movie, which we might do later. I don't know. I started watching it. It's much longer. It's Amir Khan. It's called PK. Also on Netflix.
Yeah.
I watched half of it. It is good. It is like silly and light.
Well, let's watch it. God damn it.
Good.
Awesome. Let's do it. Maybe we'll do Taxi Driver and then we'll do PK.
Yep. Let's get the fucking Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver is a fantastic movie, but I really don't feel like sad any more than I already feel. You know?
No. I don't need more psychopath political drama shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You think
whatever.
all these like Martin Scorsese fucking movies are gonna go away from being appreciated as much after all this shit when people are going to realize what's like important in life? It's not about cool.
I've been trying to think about this because I know I've been on this tirade and all pissy about all these
We've had it good until
movies.
now, you guys, like for real. Life has been fantastic until like now.
But I'm just wondering if like that's my problem is like I feel like this is all of these movies about these sort of mafia mobster, like you take care of your own, but you fuck everybody else. And this is what we're seeing.
It's for people who have extra time in their lives to like idolize fucking assholes for some reason.
Yeah. I want to like see good. I want to either be entertained or see good people. I need like, what's the word? I want role models. I want things to aspire to and not to be like, not like acceptance of assholes. Of people that, like if you look at within whatever circle they're operating, like they're not so bad and taking care of their
pretty much
own,
the moral
like
to all these types of movies
people.
are like, hey, humans are built shitty, so we might as well just fucking be desensitized to it and let the assholes run the world.
Right.
That's basically
maybe,
all
that's
these
what I'm
fucking
saying.
movies are.
But that's really weird. Then are we like, I was wondering, I'm turning into some kind of old guy, like going, I don't know.
It is because we're old, John. I didn't have, when I was younger,
Yeah.
like Taxi Driver, fantastic movie. Travis Bickle, totally related to Travis Bickle. You know, suicidal Vietnam vet. I related to that for no reason.
Taxi Driver is different, and we'll talk about this more next week, I'm sure. But it's different. It's not like you're following this mob boss where you're sort of idolizing him. You're seeing a really disturbed person and watching how he unfolds. That's different. That's not like you're sort of idolizing somebody and then like maybe in the last fifth of the movie saying, yeah, but it's really bad anyway. You really shouldn't kill people, and that's sort of bad. But otherwise, until that point, whether it's Wolf of Wall Street or what have you, they're having a fucking amazing time. I don't know. I want to see more like things to aspire to, not this shit of like gritty, like, hey, let's make the anti-hero the hero and the bad guy the good guy, at least for like, 4/5 of the film.
Taxi Driver is down to 106 right now.
Right. Well, Taxi Driver is not like, he's not the hero. He's not in any way made the hero.
No, he's
not
the hero.
made the good guy. Is he? Well, I haven't watched it for a while. I haven't watched it. So we'll talk about it next week.
Sorry.
We'll see. Yeah.
Wow,
We'll see.
Scarface is above Taxi Driver right now. Wow, the list has moved around a lot, John. John, are you on top of this? Are you seeing these changes here? There's a lot of fucking changes going on.
Let me do another run through of the stats maybe for next week. I haven't done it for a while. Hey, what do you got? Do anybody else got thoughts on the film that we watched?
What was kind of nice is like a personal little story is that a lot of the things in this movie reminded me of being in Thailand, which we were there like a month and a half ago. The tuk-tuks, the fucking street food, the police clothing was the same. It's very similar culture, which made me sad because we're stuck inside now and we're no longer on vacation.
Yeah, I love that too. I remember 3 Idiots too, where they're traveling and the like. I love that. I love that about some of these movies where you just get to see so many different places.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, the places were pretty nice. We already had this question. Hey guys, we're going to double up a question. How many eggs could you eat? Could you eat 16 eggs in a day?
God, no.
If you were a hot dog, would you eat yourself?
If you were a 16 egg carton, would you eat yourself?
Probably, yeah.
I don't think Rocky ate that many. Did Rocky eat that many?
Not raw. He'd die.
No, he ate like 8. This guy would cook his
know.
eggs, though. He didn't eat them raw. He'd just fry them up.
Did he? Oh, well, that Freddie
He'd
Mercury.
have hard-boiled eggs. He was flicking them, peeling the shells off.
He was funny. And that was sort of like, there was so much indeterminacy in the movie where I was like, almost like, I wonder if this guy didn't mean for any of this to happen. And he's actually kind of sympathetic.
The main character?
No, the sheriff guy.
Oh.
Until he tried to kill the blind guy.
Well, he didn't fuck someone. I
mean,
mean, it's not his. I guess he cheated on his wife. That was his biggest actual flaw.
Right. But then he actually went and tried to kill him.
Would you not do the same, John? Come on. He's threatening your livelihood. You got to kill him.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I guess so. But and up until that point, I didn't know where the film would go. And for all I knew, everybody was innocent, for all I knew. Until it started to get really clear, until like they showed, and that was what I loved. Like I didn't know, I thought it might have been a farce, and nobody really meant for anything bad to happen and then the movie does this incredibly bluntly. They show the woman like throwing the old lady over the balcony.
Dude, that was hilarious. That was fucking hilarious.
And I was so like unprepared because I was starting to think,
flip.
right, exactly. And I was starting to think that it's just a complete comedy of errors, and everybody is like silly and innocent. And nobody means for anything bad to happen.
Dude, that part was the only part of the movie where Naomi wasn't watching it anymore. I paused it, I rewound it, and I was like, Naomi, come here and watch this. This is hilarious.
It was. Wasn't it awesome? To me, at least, the way the movie built up to that, where at that point, I didn't know where it was going to go. And that's where I make the parallel to Parasite.
Yeah, I didn't care in this one, though, is the thing.
Yeah, I know. And I understand that. But for me, at least, I was along for the ride, and I was like, I didn't know where this was going. And it was so lighthearted in tone up till then, to some extent.
Not really, dude. What?
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Because, I mean, the guy had died, but you didn't know exactly how he died or what it meant. And you didn't know, I know you saw the gun there, and it's sort of explained away that he's a police officer, so his gun's there. So I was starting to think that this was all just a comedy of errors, and nobody was really that malicious or murderous until you see her flip the old woman over the balcony. And like, all right, so...
Now you can see if she weighed her options. She's like, well, she's only got like 2 years left anyway.
Flip a bitch. Fuck it.
So again, it was like, all right, so now this is where it's going to go. That's hilarious. I didn't know. I had no idea that she was actually evil. Okay, now she's evil. And I loved it because I wasn't sure at that point until you actually, and they're so like direct and deliberate about it. They're like, no, we're going to show her flipping her over the balcony sort of in a careless manner, not without any kind of like remorse or anything. It's like, it was great.
It'd be really easy to kill yourself in India. Apparently, all you have to do is leave your shoe, and someone identifies the shoe, and they're like, she's dead. Tell the news channel she's dead.
That's it.
We don't need a body. Just fucking say she's dead. She's definitely dead.
We found a shoe. He's done.
Well, wait, it wasn't shoe, car, clothes, whatever. I mean, they had like number of artifacts.
John, you're right. When they cut to his little girlfriend there, and she's laughing because she's like, they probably eloped. And you're like, she knows they're not dead. She thinks they're getting married. That's pretty funny.
Exactly.
But it's like a lot of the humor is based on just not having logic to a lot of the jokes, it was just hard for me. Man. I don't know. I got nothing else for this one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, there's not a lot of trivia or anything. I mean,
there's no trivia, really.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard with some of these films.
It's a new one
to find.
It was filmed in 44 shooting days, but it was filmed over a year because all these actors are very popular in India. That is the only interesting thing that I found on the internet.
Yeah, I didn't find much else. I was looking around. Oh, so this is the inspiration for this was a French film called The Piano Tuner, which is like 13 minutes long, which actually was very good. And you can find it on YouTube.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was good. Oh. I liked it.
Was it a comedy or was it all dark?
No, it was darker. But it's like 13 minutes. Watch it. It's good. I liked it. You can see the inspiration for it too. And I thought it was really good.
Nice.
Piano Tuner movie 2018?
Not 2018. Just the Piano Tuner French short film.
Piano Tuner French short film. Must see English subtitles.
Yeah, it's
2016.
I enjoyed it. I watched it earlier this morning and liked it a lot. And you can see where the influence came.
Huh.
Nice.
Cool. I got nothing else. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. I am, again, just thank you to whoever recommended this to us. I thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife did. I think that this is a perfect movie for where a lot of us are at right now.
Agreed. Thank you very much for the recommendation.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to watch if you can get by with a subtitled film, and you've got Netflix, go watch this. You'll enjoy it.
Get past the CG bunny. The first 3 minutes, you'll be like, this looks like shit. Get past the CG bunny. It gets way, way better.
So, and again, it's not like they did what they could with whatever technology they had, but also I think if you look back at that's all partially made up because of the way the film explains itself, then that's even better.
Yep.
Get on John Logic, people.
Get on
John Logic, man.
Yeah.
It really makes life way better if you just
for this
have
film,
the ability to explain away things.
God damn it, most of the time I'm not there. And
I
most
know.
of the time I'm the one saying it's like, yeah, right? So when a film does this, then you're right. Rush did this for me as well, Denny. That's like kind of another one where there's all kinds of reasons why I shouldn't like the film. But for some reason, either maybe it was where I was at. It like I got carried away.
You're not alone, dude. That movie's on the list for some reason. It picks up a certain percentage of people and just fucking carries them through a journey.
But if a movie can do that, even if it's like historically inaccurate or whatever, if a movie can do that, then that's what we love. That's what I love movies for, right?
Yeah, it's super hard to construct a 2-hour long thing that doesn't fuck it up at all during the duration of the movie.
Right. That carries you away. If it takes you someplace, man, there's some magic in that.
Yeah. Is there enough magic, John, to put this in the top 250?
Oh, definitely for me.
Wow.
Definitely for me.
Easy.
Holy shit. No. Not for me.
I'm going to go no, too.
No.
Next week, guys, you ready for this? Martin Scorsese, Taxi Driver, 1976. A mentally unstable veteran works as a nighttime taxi driver in New York City, where the perceived decadence and sleaze fuels his urge for violent action attempted to liberate a presidential campaign worker and an underage prostitute. Wow.
Oh,
that's
Jesus.
a synopsis right there.
Yeah.
That is a fucking synopsis.
That was like a good time.
Oh, I can't wait. Talking to me?
Yeah. Woo!
John, you can do it. You got a low voice.
Talking to me?
No.
You want to do it? Oh, John, come on, John.
Maybe I'll practice and hit it with you next week, but...
No fun, huh?
He doesn't have the button on the editing button. He's afraid. He's afraid to embarrass himself.
The stupid bonus episode song you guys are. I'm sorry. I'm just not a team player here.
Bonus
episode.
I should have said it.
I brought it on myself. It's opening the next episode, John. You fucking better believe it. I'm going to edit it so it's going to be all nice. I'm going to auto-tune the shit out of it.
This should be our theme song, right, Sean? This is so much better than what you did.
That's right. Bonus. All right, with that.
Wait, Timmy, you have any thoughts?
bonus episode.
Fuck you, Timmy. Fuck you.
Fuck you, John. Have
It's
some
your
fun
fault, John.
already.
You brought Timmy out. It's you.
Hey, why don't you go get tired already, huh? Fuck.